more can I say?
Top Billin. All right, Top Billin, Fins Nation, your boy back at it again with more on the draft for the Miami Dolphins. Been going well here. Done went through various scenarios. Really, what I like to do is match personnel with scheme. A lot of people just throw around stuff. They'll put somebody that does not belong in a certain scheme there just because of hype or shit that they've read. I don't care what anybody else in the industry thinks about anything. I care about what my own brain thinks, and I'm going to do my thing on my channel. My content is going to be done the way I like it. So I originally said the number one thing that I would do for the Dolphins as far as the sixth pick goes, if you have not seen this, I've gone through the whole spiel here in this whole series. Make sure you check out all the previous ones as well, doing these film studies on these guys. But my number one guy will be Kyle Pitts. At first, it seemed like it was kind of panned, right? It was, oh, we got Mike Gesicki and this and that. And it's like, no, you ain't got shit like Kyle Pitts. And I love Mike Gesicki. Kyle Pitts being an offensive weapon, can be moved all around the formation, create mismatch problems for any and everything as far as personnel deployment. Now think about this. How do you combat a team that has Gesicki and Kyle Pitts on it? Well, you're going to put a bunch of defensive backs out there. Then regardless of what you say, Kyle Pitts is on that ass, right? He's bigger than your wide receivers. The blocking should go up there, right? If you're trying to combat that with dime personnel, beyond that, money personnel or whatever like that, not going to happen. You're going to put linebackers out there. You're going to try to run base personnel. Oh, he's simply going to run by those guys. Him and Gesicki. Gesicki's a very good athlete, very good tight end in his own right. But Pitts is more of an offensive weapon that can be used in type, can be used anywhere you want him to. That's a match made in heaven. But beyond that, man, to me, it does not matter where they go as long as they go with one of those top four, what people would say, the top four pass receivers. To me, I'm not big on taking guys in the top six or whatever like that that don't have some type of explosive trait to them. Jalen Waddle has that. He's below 6 feet, but he'll be the most explosive player in the league probably. He's very much what Tyreek Hill is. He has a chance to be that easily. I think of him as a Steve Smith Jr. He would contribute tremendously to what the Dolphins are doing in various aspects. But, man, most importantly, he plays in the slot. And he can play out wide as well, right? So you can have him do a whole bunch of different things, but you already have a couple of outside receivers in Will Fuller and Devontae Parker. You cultivate that, have somebody right there in the slot. Gesicki out there, you're running your 11 personnel, you're explosive. Right, you talking about explosive plays in the middle of the field. That shit's hard, right? But, man, if it's Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, those guys are going to be very good in the pros as well. Have no doubts about that. If they get one of those guys, it's all good. A lot of people talking about Murph. What about the pass protection? To me, you took 2 tackles last year fairly high, one in the first round and one in the top 30-something picks. You got to see that through. Now, if you did not want to see that through and you thought you could move one of those guys on the inside, one would be Robert Hunt, I would imagine. To me, you can go and get the offensive tackle at 18. Or maybe at 36, but 18 definitely. Premium positions, right? If you got 4 quarterbacks, you're pushing everybody else down the board. You want to be able to get the best bang for your buck. So if they're pushing premium players down the board, you don't wait till much later to try to get them. You still want to get one of the premium players at a premium position. Wide receiver is not a premium position. There are going to be guys in the 4th and 5th round that perform like first-round draft picks. That's just the nature of the beast. Same thing with running backs. Same things with off-ball linebackers. Those are cut and dry positions. I hate to break it to people, right? And I played linebacker, safety, start off as a running back. Those are cut and dry positions. You can find those guys anywhere. I would not draft those particular positions in the first round. It would have to be some type of ultra freak. And even then, I'm like, Adrian Peterson at running back, yes, sir. Somebody like, I don't know, an Isaiah Simmons at linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, I would think about it. But I'm not sure how high I would even go for that if an off-ball linebacker. So you got to always think about that. Think like a GM is my series, and I always tell people that you have to learn the ins and outs of the game. You can't just go by hype. If you look throughout the NFL spectrum right now, you will see a ton of players at those particular positions, running back, off-ball linebacker, that were drafted a little bit later, that are some of the best players in the game. check this scenario out right here. Before we get to, I'm going to get to a Jaelan Phillips film study right here. So for all you premature evaluators out there, man, you can skip ahead or whatever like that and just watch the film study. But, man, I always got to break it down for the people, baby, because I love talking football with real football heads. So make sure you support quality content, of course, and make sure you support your boy right here, man, if you're a real football head. Imagine the New York Giants took Saquon Barkley, who is an ultra freak, right? I can see the allure for a guy like Saquon Barkley, the number 2 pick or whatever he was, 3 pick for the New York Giants. But is he any better than Nick Chubb? I don't think so. Nick Chubb's easily as good as Saquon Barkley. It's a cut and dry position. You got Nick Chubb in the second round. He performs like Saquon Barkley. And guess what? You could have got a premium position with where you drafted Saquon Barkley at, say, a guy like Josh Allen was available at the time. Imagine if they had Josh Allen and Nick Chubb on the New York Giants opposed to Saquon Barkley, and I forget who they got with their second pick. It might have been the guard, Will Hernandez or something like that. Imagine that. You're winning as a franchise with Josh Allen and Nick Chubb. So just always think about value, bang for your buck in premium positions in premium spots. So with that being said, if you're pushing everybody down the board and you can get an edge freak for the Miami Dolphins, the 18th pick, no doubt about that. It will be between edge and offensive tackle. Those will be it right there. I'm not doing off-ball linebacker. I'm not doing a running back. I know there are some big-name players that are there that people are thinking about, whether it be Najee Harris or it be Micah Parsons or something like that. To me, Micah Parsons will be a hell of an addition, but is he really an edge player? Jaelan Phillips is an edge player. My number 1 guy would be Azeez Ojulari, but if he's not there, or even if he is there, man, for what Miami is trying to do, Jaelan Phillips is that dude. I'm telling you right now. Now, listen, I got a lot of experience being around Jaelan Phillips in the recruiting process. It's funny. A lot of people think that when they first see you, that's like when your career was born, right? I had people come in here and call me a YouTuber, and I'm like, a YouTuber? You're a YouTuber if your career was born on YouTube. My career was born 8 years prior in print and digital media. I've worked at a myriad of places. People know SB Nation, Bleacher Report, Saturday Down South, Rivals, and it was at Rivals where I got a chance to cover a lot of high school recruiting for certain teams. One of the teams that I covered happened to be the U, right? Miami. I covered Georgia, and I covered USC for that particular website right there. Huge recruiting tool, Rivals.com is, and they have a thing called a 5-star challenge. And I got to see Jaelan Phillips and even chop it up with him at the 5-star challenge back in the day. It was like 2016. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, that's a number 1 draft pick right there. Now, fast forward, he goes to UCLA. Covering USC, obviously, I got a chance to do a little bit of UCLA stuff, too, so I would always check in on him. And he wasn't quite living up to the billing, which is top billing as always. And obviously, the guy had some medical concerns. So from his talent perspective and his measurables and everything like that, he's a potential number 1 overall pick. I believe he may have been the number 1 overall player on Rivals. I'm not sure what he ended up in the composite there, but he does have that makeup of a number 1 player. But you have to take into account medicals. The guy had multiple concussions and retired from football. So to me, you cannot touch him with in a top 10. I'm sorry. At number 18, you can take that risk. And I'm willing to take that risk if I'm the Miami Dolphins because he fits. He plays from a motorcycle stance a lot of the times. Now, remember, this is a film study. This isn't some type of bloviation or something like that. So I want to really show you what he can do and some of the things that I think he should work on just to see how he would legitimately fit in your team. And if you're watching this or whatever like that, just to really see his skill set. So Jaelan Phillips is a guy I love because he's a lengthy player at 6'5", but he gets to play from a motorcycle stance here a lot of the time. So they're playing with a 3 and a bump here. So he's the bump guy to the strength of the formation here. So working on the close side of the formation. He got the majority of his production in 2 games. If he had 8 sacks or something like that, 5 of them came against Virginia Tech and Duke, 2.5 apiece. So if he got his 2.5 sacks on this side going against this monster right here, Christian Darrisaw, hey, we are talking about a whole different ball game, right? 2.5 sacks is 2.5 sacks, though, right? He got it against Luke Tenuta here. Luke Tenuda's a pretty good player in his own right, but this guy right here is potentially my number one offensive lineman in the entire draft here. He shut down a really good player right here in Quincy Roche, but my man Jaelan Phillips dominated your man Luke Tenuda over here. He was giving him the business. Check this out. Arm under, Hendon Hooker, fertilize, right? You see that 2 right there? He went down like a $2 hooker, baby. He went down super easy. Check this out. Coming from a motorcycle stance, and remember, this is if we're talking about a odd front team, right? A 3-4 base defense. You're going to work in your triple threat positions there, so you're able to work the flat. You can work hook, curl, and of course, you can rush. So being able to do that, keep that in mind. You can do that even in a 3-point stance or whatever like that, but they set you up in a 2-point position just for that, for the most part there. But look at him. See him? Not necessarily telling, right? He's giving him something to think about with his feet, presses him inside right here, gets Luke to leaning right here, Tenuda starting to lean right here, then he breaks it back to the outside, starts to work the hands, and look at that hand length, or the arm length. I think he said he had an 80-inch arm length. That's pretty dope. That's right. He didn't even have to get on the inside or anything. He wants Luke Tenuda to reach right here because if you reach, he'll teach you. So he uses your inertia against you, gets you leaning, comes up under it, arcs you out. And that's all she wrote with that length right there. Coming around. The dude is phenomenal with this type of stuff, right? Now keep in mind, right, he doesn't have major production at the collegiate level. 8 sacks, I believe maybe 2 sacks at UCLA, 3 sacks, something like that. So 11 sacks in over the last 4 years. It's not a ton of production. Eight of it come in this past year, 5 of it in 2 games. So let's just keep that in mind right there. One thing that I have to see from edge players is their ability to play with their hair on fire. If you can't have the necessary motor skills, not motor skills like that, but having a motor that runs hot, having an engine that runs hot, man, sometimes I don't believe I have any use for you, right? I'm not saying that Jaelan Phillips is that. It's just something that I wanted to check out with him. Is he California cool, or is he going to sometimes do stuff like this? To me, I don't like that right there. If you see the results of this play right here, he could have stopped this. This ends up being a touchdown from Jalen Holston right there, or definitely close to it. A bigger gain than it needed to be. I wanted to know where his thought process was on this. Now, keep in mind, I understand football. I played football. Your gap is your gap. So maybe his gap in this particular one was for him not to contain the edge, but I doubt they would want Gilbert Frierson here containing the edge over a Jaelan Phillips. Phillips were able to get out in front of Luke Tenuda right here, force this play back to the inside. Look, everybody else is coming. It's the banger bounce theory. You want him to be able to bang that up in there, and then maybe the traffic flow or the bodies or something, have him chop his feet and people can get to him. Maybe somebody coming from backside could get to him or whatever like that. But, man, he takes an inside move here and just essentially takes himself out of the play like he didn't want to be in this particular play. He gets doubled up right here, and that was pretty much all she wrote. I'm not sure if he wanted to take that particular play off. Now, listen, people are going to tell you all the time that everybody plays 100% every play. That's not true. That's a fallacy. People who never played think that, right? You're going to take plays off. It's just human nature, first and foremost. But there's ways to take plays off, and I don't know. I don't particularly agree with that one right there. You got to be smart about it. He had to contain the edge to me on that play no matter what. As much as I like him from a 2-point stance, he's murder in a 3-point stance. He is, right? Because you're going to get much better lift off. Your get off is going to be a little bit better for your pad level, right? It's like Usain Bolt coming out of the stance and the blocks. He's not going to start from a 2-point stance. He's going to start with down, crouching tiger, hidden dragon, right? So he's extremely explosive. Look at his inside move. Man, that is extremely quick right there. Now, that's the type of shit where you see him, you're like, damn, that's some Jadeveon Clowney type shit right there. That inside move right there, Jadeveon Clowney mastered that bad boy. But look at him. Stick that foot on the outside, get him leaning one way, quickly get skinny. But look at that right here. This is where the cheese is made. That right there, that subtle strength, and then being able to take the arm over from right there. Look how he made him lean, right? He got skinny, reduced his surface area, made him lean, skinny through the hole. My man's reaching. Look at that. He reached and got vertigo. You get that vertigo, you're done right there. And then this man is all over the quarterback like body painters. All right, here we go again right here. Now check this out. Now this is what I like to see. Playing with your hair on fire. Look at that. Originally doubled up right there. Spins back inside, keeps working, gets himself that money. Let him hunt on money downs right there. Coming off the 2-point stance. All right. Working to the C's. Nothing there. They have Frierson also on a simulated pressure package there. Look at him. Continue to keep his eyes up and then work downfield. Spins back towards it. I love the motor right there. This motor is definitely running hot on that particular play. Now here's another one right here. Now your man coming from a little bit more of a 5 technique right here. And, gets through the damn, oh my God. That is a nasty move right there. It's going to be tough for a lot of people to deal with that particular move right there. Look at that. You got to respect his ability to particularly run on the outside there, but he sticks that foot in the ground with this change of direction skills right there. And that arm over and getting skinny, especially when there's a little bit of space through there. It'll have you vertigo your ass into some Tylenol. Look at a man right there reaching. You got to put his hand down. He's like, what the fuck just happened? That's hard. He didn't complete the task, though, on that one. But as you can see right there, he flushed the quarterback there, and other people came to help him out. Get by with a little help from your friends. Back again out in space with 3 to the bump right here. Going against Tenuta. Arm under is nasty. That's a win in my book. Look, he would have had that. That's what those long arms get you. Coming out right there. Look at him. Various speed on the approach. Vary the rhythm, and then explode around the corner, taking a giant leap right there. Tenuta can't get hands on him. Look how skinny he's able to get, right? He doesn't have much surface area anyway because of his height, but he's able to get skinny right there, not give you that much surface area, and then come under with the arm under. But check this out right here. Tenuta had to hold. So he's holding. If he wasn't the hell right there, that was going to be a strip sack. You can see how close he was getting to it right there. It slowed him down a little bit right there. This is a dope move right here. I like it. Back in a 3-point stance. Oh, that damn move. Man, I'm going to have to go back and look at Clowney's version of that and see who was doing it better. That's how Clowney got. I don't even want to talk about that. That's the most played out thing I've ever seen in sports. Clowney's hit on the Michigan dude. But look at that. Just varying his rhythm right there. Not telegraphing where he's going to go. No tell right there. Got him leaning to the outside. Not even able to get a hand on him. That's just too easy. And then hooker. Damn. All right, here we go. I want to see how is he in a prone position. Now look at this. Sweep not there. Look at that. Where's the effort? Now, would you consider this an effort type play? I don't know. This ends up being a long touchdown by Hendon Hooker too. Right, you're coming out on something like that. That's not quickly there. Quickly attack back down the line of scrimmage. Dive if you have to. He just reaches. He's like, well, you know what? Maybe it's not my scene right there. And your man Hendon Hooker off for a long-ass touchdown run. So I want to know what you guys think about that right there. Could that have been a little bit more effort into this particular play right there? Moving on past that. Same deal right here. Are you going to chase this back down the line of scrimmage? So sometimes you pick these big guys like that. You have him in these prone positions. It's not the matter of him not being as athletic. It's just going to take his legs a little bit longer to get going. So you can option off of a guy like that out in space there. You can see right there, he would have no chance to run this down. Luckily, there's multiple defensive backs over there. Mari Carter getting it in there. Right to him, able to sniff it out. FBI on point right there is eye discipline. Optioning back off of him as well. The fact that they're optioned off of him, I think, shows something as well. To try to use his aggressiveness against himself there. Gave him something in front of his face right there. As far as a little divergence. Hooker trying to get to the outside on him. Runs right into him. So, dope play right there with his eye discipline. And this one right here, I want to see, are you stringing together? Can you chain together moves? Are you going to have just 2 moves, your inside move and then your arm over, or your arm under? Look at him right here. Trying to work a spin move. It didn't work, right? They got the pass off, but I can see him thinking outside the box. He's obviously a natural pass rusher to begin with. He starts getting 3 and 4 moves and then chaining moves together and then having counter moves and everything like that. He's going to be hell on wheels to deal with. All right, if you're legitimately watching this far in, man, salute. Give your boy a hashtag top billing. Because we up in here, baby, all my real football heads, and make sure you support quality content as always. And your boy right here, man, setting the edge, I want to see him not get pushed up field as much, right? If you're going to have a contain on the edge, you can see they can still get to the edge right there. My man Khalil Herbert, that's my dude right there from them Hokies, baby. You see my man getting upfield right here. You want to turn. You don't necessarily need to give him half a man. You kind of want to square up against Tenuta right here. Turn him so he doesn't push you upfield because you still lose contain by being pushed upfield. You see right there? It didn't really matter. My man still able. Everybody getting pushed upfield there. My man still able to get to the outside. But that's not what you want right here. So last one right here, you can see him drop in coverage. See him dropping that hook curl right there in the prone position. Seeing him able to work out there, right, just in case, right, and all that length in zone. So there you have it, man. Nothing much to say from that, man. Let me know what you think about your boy. Make sure you support quality content. It's your boy Murph, the Underground King, Top Billing Sports, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billing. Top Billing.